start. We'll start with our prayer. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोतं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि. We'll be starting with all the words and in the end we'll chant everything together. Alright, so let's begin. We'll start with 2.29. Yama niyamasana pranayama pratyahara dharana dhyana samadhayo ashtavangani. Then the next sutra, the words are ahimsa satyasteya brahmacharya parigraha yamaha. Then jati desha kala samayana vachinnaha sarva bhauma mahavritam. Shaucha santosha tapaha swadhyayeshvara pranidhanani niyamaha. Then vitarka badhane pratipaksha bhavanam. Vitarkahimsa dayah krita karitanu modita. Lobha krodha moha purvaka. Mrudu madhyadi matra dukkha jnanananta phala iti pratipaksha bhavana. Ahimsa pratisthayam tat sannidhau vairatyagaha. Satya pratisthayam kriya phalashrayatvam. Asteya pratisthayam sarvaratnopasthanam. Brahmacharya pratisthayam virya labhaha. Aparigrahasthairye janma kathanta sambodhaha. Shauchat swanga jugupsa parair asansargaha. Sattva shuddhi saumanas yaikagriyendriya jayatma darshana yogyatvani cha. Santoshad anuttamaha sukhalabhaha. Kayendriya siddhir ashuddhikshayat tapasaha. Swadhyayad ishta devata samprayogaha. Samadhi siddhir ishvara pranidhanat. These are the words. Now we'll chant this together. Yamaniyamasana pranayama pratyahara dharana dhyana samadhayo ashtavangani. Ahimsa satyasteya brahmacharya parigraha yamaha. Jati desha kala samayana vachinnaha sarvabhauma mahavritam. Shaucha santosha tapaha swadhyayeshvara pranidhanani niyamaha. वितर्कबाधने प्रतिपक्षभावनम् वितर्काहिंसा दयः कृतकारितानुमोदिता लोभक्रोधमोहपूर्वका मृदुमध्यादिमात्रा दुःखाज्ञानानन्त फला इति प्रतिपक्षभावनम् अहिंसा प्रतिष्ठायां तत्सन्निधौ वैरत्यागः सत्यप्रतिष्ठायां क्रियाफलाश्रयत्वम् अस्तेयप्रतिष्ठायां सर्वरत्नोपस्थानम् ब्रह्मचर्यप्रतिष्ठायां वीर्यलाभः अपरिग्रहस्थैर्ये जन्मकतन्तासम्बोधः शौचात् स्वाङ्गजुगुप्सा परैरसंसर्गः सत्त्वशुद्धि सौमनस्यैकाग्रेन्द्रियजयात्मदर्शन योग्यत्वानि च सन्तोषादनुत्तमः सुखलाभः कायेन्द्रियसिद्धिर् अशुद्धिक्षया तपसः स्वाध्यायादिष्टदेवता संप्रयोगः समाधिसिद्धिर् ईश्वरप्रणिधानात्
Okay, so how is everyone? Okay, so today is the last session, and let's start. Okay, let's take the meanings for these sutras. So we'll understand it. All prepared? Okay. So see, 4 chapters, as we know, 4 sections, and second section or second chapter is sadhana. Okay, so from samadhi we read sadhana pada. In sadhana we take 29 sutra to 45 sutras. Till now we have covered that much. Today we'll finish. So 29 sutra is, you got the words right? Yama, niyama, asana. We know those ashta anga. Okay, so yama we know, we learned. Niyamas we learned. Okay, we know the meaning. Disciplines. Asana, postures. Pranayama, breath control. Pratyahara, sense withdrawal. Okay, like the tortoise, we withdraw the senses inwards. Okay, dharana. Dharana is concentration. So the ashta angani is wherein you follow the disciplines, then you do asana, then you do pranayama, then you do pratyahara. It's all one only, but then from pratyahara, what you get? When you turn inwards, you get concentration. With concentration, you go into meditation. We can't do a meditation. We enter into a meditation unknowingly. And then preferably knowingly, because unknowingly when you enter, when you come back, you're not sure what happened. So when you're in concentration, slowly you'll enter into meditation. You should be in awareness. So this heightened awareness and actual total meditation is samadhi. Samadhi is technically a balanced state of mind, actually. What we feel was samadhi mein lag gaye means they will never come back, you know, uska samadhi lag gaya, some kind of thing, unhone samadhi le li. So then ye samadhi lene ka means maybe you give up your life or something. No, it's not that. It's coming into a state where you have a completely balanced actually intellect, because samadhi, dhi is intellect. So samadhi is where you have a samatva, actual balance. That's when the inner intelligence will be actually shining through you, but you will be in a state of complete balance. So this is the state we all need to achieve, because this much we can achieve in this life. We need not think of kaivalya and hum log bahut enlightened ho gaye or something like. See, even when you hear the word enlighten, it means it's something to do with light. So light aa gaya. So that's what the inner intelligence, your own inner light, what you are, starts reflecting outside. That's only, there is no outside and inside. You must ask me all these things actually. What is inside and what is outside? I will keep telling anything. You should ask me, no? I'm only asking my own self. So what is this inner and outer? हम लोग को लगता है अंदर का लाइट चमकेगा और बाहर उजाला हो जाएगा, something like some soap powder or something. No, the inner intelligence is the light itself. So when it is properly lit, so right now is it not lit? It is lit, but what is covering it? Window curtains. There are a lot of veils. We can even cover sunlight. We have all these dark blinds, block out curtains, blackout curtains and all these things which can stop sunlight. वैसे ही हम लोग ने जबरदस्त blackout, blockout curtains डाल दिया है, and the sun, the inner intelligence that who we are, is unable to reflect its entirety. So little bit is coming in between, like little drop, drop, drop. But the actual intelligence is not reflected. We samadhi lagna ya samadhi mein jana is when that state is purely reflected. We have drawn open the curtains and the light is reflecting outside. That's samadhi. So that's all we need to, and that's enlightenment. So what is enlightenment? Enlightenment, self-realization. Realizing who you are is self-realization. So who are we? This girl, this boy, this, that, this. No. Don't get into all these things. We are humans. Basically, we are human beings. We are physical beings, human form. Human form with some gender. It doesn't matter. But we have to reflect human qualities. We are still certain at certain points of time reflecting some animalistic tendencies that we have gathered over so many years, so many lives actually, not years. So many lives we have gathered certain tendencies which we reflect sometime. So then we feel we have to become human first. So when they say being human, actually it's true. First we have to become a human being. Then divinity will, reflect. That's natural. Once we reach the peak of our humanness, divinity is the only solution or the only thing left to happen. Naturally, it will start reflecting. That is enlightenment. Self-realization and enlightenment are, not contradictory, but complementary to each other. So when you're enlightened, you're self-realized. When you're self-realized, you're enlightened. Simple. They're not two different aspects. So I'm self-realized. I know who I am today. That means I'm enlightened. The light is shining. Or when the light starts shining, I know who I am. So I'm self-realized. So both are the same. Okay. So then what happens is, this is samadhi state. This is where we all need to reach, where our own inner intelligence, the who I am, is reflecting naturally without the curtains. I can draw it whenever I want. I can open it whenever I want. That's my control. Right now, it's not in our control. It's just happening. Sometimes we feel, "Arey, jabardast, I'm feeling like this." Next moment, I'm feeling very sad, dull, depressed. I don't know who I am. I don't know why I'm living, etc., etc. Will happen. That is Rajas Tamas dancing up and down, because there is no sattva. So if you are in constant state of sattva, if you are able to balance the rajas and tamas, you will reach a state of sattva. When you are in constant sattva for a long period of time, naturally the divinity will reflect from us. The inner intelligence will reflect from us. So this was the first main sutra, wherein all the 8 limbs of Patanjali sutras are explained. Okay. Then comes the 30th one. Ahimsa, Ashta is 8. Okay. Anga is limb. So Ashtavangani. So when you recite it, you will know that you have you're speaking about the 8 limbs. Okay. Then comes ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha, yamaha. These are the yamas. That's all he is saying. He has spoken as minimum as required. Something we all need to learn, including me. Because we are talking too much actually. We could just say ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, parigraha. What is this? Yama. Finish. Now expound. Then comes next one. 31st is jati, desha, kala, samaya, anavachinnaha. See, jati is, as we said, caste, creed and all that. Desha is the place, the country. Kala is the time. Samaya is the situation or circumstances we are in. Anavachinnaha is unlimited. It's not limited. None of this, it's whatever it is not limited to these, is what he's trying to say. Sarva Bhauma, universal. Mahavratam, it's a, extraordinary vratam. It's a biggest discipline actually. What is the biggest discipline? When practiced universally without exception. What? Exception to what? This. Jati, Desha, Kala, Samaya. Without any exception, everybody in any circumstance should be able to follow these great, big disciplines. That is the Mahavratam. So each day when we chant, we know what it means now. So it will be easier for us to imbibe it. Then comes the 5 niyamas. Shaucha, Santosha, Tapaha, Swadhyaya, Ishvara, Pranidhana, Niyamaha. So it means we know that Shaucha, Santosha, Tapaha, Swadhyaya. Today we'll take Ishvara Pranidhana, which means surrendering to the Ishvara, divine, whoever, whatever it is. So these are the niyamas. These are the remaining 5 disciplines. Then it is 34th sutra. Okay. 33rd, I think. I missed one. Yeah. 33rd is a very interesting one. That also we'll take today. Vitarka, she broke down the words. Na? Vitarka badhane pratipaksha bhavanam. What is vitarka? Tarka is logic. Vitarka. Vitarka is not very good reasoning. Negative reasoning actually. Negative logic or negative understanding or negative conclusions, what we bring in our life, which is not very, progressive. Digressive attitude, basically. Vitark, sab cheez mein vitark lana, you bring some kind of a negative thought and say, nee, ye sahi nahi lag raha, ye nahi ho raha, negative thinking, basically. So, vitarka badhani. Badhana is something that binds you or disturbs you or holds you back from doing something. What? This only, negative thoughts, okay? Pratipaksha bhavana. At that time, you're supposed to bring pratipaksha bhavana. Pratipaksha is opposite. So here Patanjali is saying, when a negative thought comes, when a negative emotion comes, we should naturally bring in the opposite thing, opposite emotion to save ourselves. So if I feel anger, I should bring compassion. If I feel hatred, I should bring love. That is Pratipaksha Bhavana. We'll take it in detail. So this was the sutra. Then what the detail of this sutra is given in a big sutra. So very few are big sutras, and this is one of them. This is Vitarka, Himsadya, Kritakarita, Anumodita, Lobha, Krodha, Moha, Purvaka. So Vitarka we know, negative reasoning or negative evil thoughts or negative thoughts, whatever. Himsadyaha means we do not confuse this with himsa and dayaha, okay? That's why the explanation is needed, because when you break the words, even in the book, it will be written himsa dayaha. So we'll say, oh, he's speaking about violence and daya. No, actually it sounds nice, but that's not what that means. It means himsa adya. Adya is etc. and etc. etc. So he is saying vitarka himsa adya. Violence and other thoughts like violence, whatever it could be, greed, jealousy, etc. Krita karita. Krita is when I'm doing it, Karita is when someone is doing it. Anumodita is when I'm approving of it. I feel okay, theek hai na. That is anumodita, giving yes to it, like, you know. Purvaka. Purvaka is before. Okay, pehle. Mridu Madhya, I'll explain the whole thing. You just understand this much. Mridu Madhya Dhimatra. Matra means, it means Mridu is gentle, Madhya is medium, and Adimatra is something which is intense. Okay, three feelings. Dukkha, sorrow. Okay, Ajnana, ignorance. Anantaphala. Anantaphala means unlimited fruits, continuous fruits. Phala is fruits, Ananta is jiska ant nahi. Ananta phal. Now when I give the meaning, you're going to laugh, okay? Ananta phala iti pratipaksha bhavanam. Okay? Yeah, I'll read out the exact translation. Thinking of negative thoughts like violence, jealousy, greed, etc., whether I am doing it, whether done by myself or through others, okay, or approved कि चल ठीक है कर ले जाके उसको मार दे, kind of thing, you know, approved by us, is caused by what it is caused? Lobha, krodha, moha. Okay, it's caused by greed, anger and confusion. Then they can be either mild, medium or intense. They can be either mild, medium or intense. Pratipaksha bhavana is thinking and understanding that these negative thoughts cause infinite, endless pain and ignorance. So this we all need to come. We'll take this shloka sutra properly in the explanation part after Ritika gives the recap. Okay, it's very much important to understand that Pratipaksha bhavana is exactly thinking opposite of what all these things are going to create to us. Understanding that if I get into this chakra vyuha, I'm going to be in dukkha, ajnana, ananta phala. Dukkha and ajnana infinitely. I'll be blessed with it, literally. So this sutra will take in depth, okay? It's absolutely required. All of us need to get into Pratipaksha Bhavana, actually, in our lives, to have a, you know, stable life, stable conduct of our own behavior, and other people's also we'll be able to understand. If somebody is shouting at you, the Pratipaksha Bhavana should arise from within us at that moment, thinking that if I support this, I will be in Ananta Phala. What? Ajnana Dukkha Ananta Phala ho jayega mera. And when I'm in that state, iti Pratipaksha Bhavanam. That's how we understand that. Okay. So the next one is Ahimsa Pratisthayam Tat Sannidhau Vairatyagaha. Ahimsa, when it is Pratisthayam, is coming 4-5 times. It means when I'm established in Ahimsa, or when I have gained the power, control, and understood what is Ahimsa and established in me, that time what happens is that Sannidha is in the vicinity, in the area of the person who is in deep Ahimsa, established in Ahimsa, enmity is given up. Vaira is enmity, Tyaga is given up. So in the presence of Buddha, in the presence of a saint, the enemies will start reducing. They will disappear. Actually, they won't come in front of them much. It will be rare case. So that is what it means. Okay. Next is Satya Pratisthayam Kriya Phala Shrayatva. When you are Satya Pratisthayam, when the truth is established in the one person, what happens is Kriya Phala. Every act, Kriya is action, Phala is fruit. The action, the fruits of the actions are received. Okay, very easily. Without any struggle, basically. Then comes Asteya Pratisthayam Sarvaratnopasthanam. So when the Asteya, the non-stealing attitude is established, you get the jewels actually. You attain the jewels. Sarvaratna, okay, you get all the gems, you know. Basically, you become more powerful because you're not wanting anything from anybody. Next is Brahmacharya Pratisthayam Virya Labhaha. You gain wonderful energy. Sattvic energy is gained when you are established in Brahmacharya. Virya is basically energy, actual, your own vital energies. Next is aparigraha sthairye janma katanta sambodha. Aparigraha sthairye. When aparigraha becomes very, firmly established in one person, janma katanta, his own janma, his own life story is revealed to that person. So sambodha is the knowledge, or it's the realization of what my own life story, who I am, what I was, everything is revealed. Then comes Shauchat Swanga Jugupsa. Okay, Shauchat. Shaucha is purity. We learned that. Swanga, Swaanga Jugupsa. You develop a kind of not, liking or indifference towards your own body. Swaanga ki taraf Jugupsa. Jugupsa is a kind of indifference, means obsession kam ho jata hai. Technically, I understand it like that. Instead of indifference or hating it or not liking it as it's generally translated, we'll understand that I develop a kind of understanding of my body in depth. Swa-anga jugupsa, to the point of that I am not obsessed with it. Indifference ka zaruri nahi hai, lekin obsession bhi nahi. I am very much aware, but I am not obsessed. This automatically makes us non-obsessed towards the bodies of others. Naturally, that is what paraira samsargaha. Paraira is others. Samsargaha is where your asamsargaha is non-attachment. Samsarga is attachment. So here it is said asamsargaha, which is non-attachment. So non-attachment is developed towards others' bodies. When to my own body, I have some kind of a distance or a indifference or a no obsession point. If I'm not obsessed with my own body, whatever it is, good, bad, whatever, it could be a negative obsession. Doesn't matter. If I'm not obsessed with this physical frame of mind, then the others' bodies won't matter to me. It's as simple as that. Actually, if you're not obsessed with your wealth, imagine actually you won't be bothered about other people, what they're earning and what they're doing. So only when it's an obsession for me that I see that obsession in others. Otherwise, I won't see. We won't see actually. The very fact we are seeing is because it's applying to us somewhere, or it was there with us, or it is still there with us a little bit. So that's okay. Next one is Sattva Shuddhi Saumanasya Ekagri Indriya Jaya. Okay, it's all different words. Sattva Shuddhi. Sattva is the purity of the internal being. Shuddhi is same, that's the same word, Sattva Shuddhi. Okay, Saumanasya, joy, cheerful, happy. Saumanasya, mana, sau, acha man, Saumanasya. Ekagra, one pointed. Okay, Indriya Jaya, control or victory over the senses. Indriya Jaya. Okay, Atma Darshana, vision of the self. मैं कौन हूँ? Okay, Atma Darshan. Yogyatwani. It is not yogat, Yogyatvani. Yogyatva is I'm eligible. वो ना आत्म दर्शन के लिए योग्य हो गए, और जो योग्य नहीं रहते उनको अयोग्य बुलाते हैं हम लोग. ये अयोग्य है, useless है, that. So this person has become yogya. Yogyatva means this person is now fit, eligible, very much in a place to receive the Atma Darshana. Who? The person who is in Sattva Shuddhi Saumanasya. Okay? Ekagre Indriya Jaya. All these are the 5 points. So one who has developed Sattva Shuddhi, okay, purity, naturally will be in a nice state of mind, cheerful state of mind, Saumanasya. It's very easy for that person to be one-pointed. Ekagra ho hi jata hai. And naturally, ekagra rahenge to indriyon pe jay to is natural result. So if you see, it's all connected to one another. Next is Santoshat Anuttama Sukhalabha. In Santosha comes unexcelled, unlimited, unending joy, happiness. Okay, that's the gain. Anuttama Labha. Labha is the gain. Then comes, I think we were in 42. Yeah, Santosha. Then comes 43. Kai Indriya Siddhir. Kai Indriya Siddhir Ashuddhi Kshayat Tapasaha. What we took last time. So Kaya, body, Indriya, senses, Siddhi, wherein you gain victory or control over it. Ashuddhi. Ashuddhi is impurities. Kshaya is finish ho jana, destroy ho jana. Tapasaha. So what happens is, with the tapas, with the tapaha, what happens is the ashuddhi, the impurities of the body and the senses are finished. That's all. It's as very simple actually. Only we have to do the tapasya, all of us, which is quite challenging. Then comes Swadhyayat Ishtadevata Samprayoga. So with Swadhyaya, which is the self, learning of the self or awareness of the self, study of the self, what happens is Swadhyayat Ishtadevata, your favorite god or the favorite deity or the deity of your choice, whoever it could be a guru. What happens is you become one with them, communion, that is Samprayoga. Yogaha. Yogaha is what? Union. Samprayogaha is where you're in communion, absolute union with who? The self is in union with the deity of his choice. So if you like, suppose Krishna, so you and Krishna will become one. That's what it means. Okay, you won't see the difference. Then the last sutra is Samadhi Siddhir Ishvara Pranidhanat. This is what we want to take today. So Samadhi Siddhi. What is Samadhi Siddhi? Perfection, attainment of what? Samadhi. That is Samatvam actually. What happens is Ishvara is divine or the self, whatever you consider, and there is a surrender to it. Pranidhanat is a dynamic surrender. It's not slowly एक दिन हो जाएगा, I will surrender tomorrow, day after tomorrow, ऐसा नहीं. It's a, when you see that expression, that experience will happen ना, सिर ऐसा झुक जाएगा अपने आप, इतना dynamic surrender रहेगा. And sometimes हम लोग सिर झुका लेते हैं किसी के सामने, हाँ भाई मान गए, बच्चों के सामने भी कर लेते हैं कभी-कभी, मान गए, जो सिर झुका ले, that's dynamic surrender. Which we would be doing many times in our life. Okay, so this was the explanation of the sutras. Now quickly we'll have a recap with our dear Ritika. Yes, Ritika, you can unmute yourself. That was lovely, Ritika. She's the youngest yogi. And I liked what she's going to do. She's going to research about our history. I'm with you, Ritika. I also like Indian history and culture. So you take me along with you. So, okay. So, Ritika, how old are you?
13.
Okay. So 100% the youngest yogi in the panel now, and very sweet. And she noted the points very clearly, very precisely for her age. She has understood a lot. I don't know how much she'll apply. It doesn't matter. But at one point she will apply for sure. Because the very point that she had the patience to note it down, and after school activities, it's very rare. So God bless you, Ritika, and let's continue. Okay. So now we are at Ishvara Pranidhanat. I think the youngest yogi is already in Ishvara Pranidhanat. We all need to follow. Because we have grown up, we have kind of decided thoda, we have grown a longer neck probably, and sir jhukana thoda kathin ho raha. It's really challenging for us to surrender. Because for children, it's easy because they constantly surrender to the teachers, the parents. It's only when they start growing up that they feel, okay, I know a bit. I mean, the teacher doesn't know that much. That when that starts coming, then the neck will be little like the giraffe wala neck. And one day, jhukana, kisko, kaha? It's going to be impossible. So what is God? Technically, we need to understand. I'll also open the chat box in case somebody is chatting. I'm not seeing. Okay, Dhruvi has said very sweet. Yeah, Dhruvi, very sweet of Ritika. So what is God and what is divine and what is divinity and what's all this? Is there a God? This is a question which will always, because Ishvara Pranidhanat and Patanjali is saying it. And Patanjali doesn't believe in, doesn't say that there is God or there is something. No, he never says, go pray to Krishna, go pray to Krishna, nothing like that. Ishvara. Ishvara is not Shiva. Ishvara is the divinity, that who is there within us. So Ishvara, आपके भीतर, मेरे भीतर, सबके भीतर ईश्वर. So we understand it as a consciousness, actually. And here he is saying the whole work that you need to do is calm the variations of your mind, the modifications and all the ripples in your mind. If you're able to bring that yogas chitta vritti nirodha completely, then you are with your Ishvara. Who is your Ishvara? You. So you are in yourself at that time. That is Samadhi. That's all he is trying to say. Only 2 sutras could have done. Yogas chitta vritti nirodha leads to Ishvara pranidhana. Finish. We can close the Patanjali. Because everything else he has just opened out to show us that kyun ho raha hai, kyun nahi ho raha hai. So chapter 1 is kyun nahi ho raha hai? Why is not Samadhi happening? Why we need to do sadhana? All this is in the 8 limbs. All this became necessary. Actually, all we need to do is Ishvara pranidhana. सब उसकी मर्जी, उसकी यानी फिर किसकी, कहाँ बैठा है, क्यों चीटिंग कर रहा है, ये क्यों उसके साथ अलग, मेरे साथ अलग. It's impossible. There is no God who will do that. It's all our own play. It's all our own play. We are the own script writers ourselves. We forgot what we ate yesterday. We forgot what we wrote in last life. So in lives and lives, we are creating different stories. क्यों बोर होता है यार, सेम स्टोरी कौन वापस वही मूवी देखना है? बिल्कुल नहीं. वही पति, नो वे. फिर भी 7 जन्म तक अटक जाते हैं. इमेजिन फॉर 7 लाइव्स गठबंधन. इमेजिन 1 लाइफ में नाक में दम हो जाता है, फिर भी 7 लाइव्स चाहिए. आई डोंट नो व्हाई. So that really reduces the experience, or probably they're trying to make them intense dukkha so that we'll go into enlightenment, probably. Yeah? Because, Neetaji, can you please mute yourself? So all those who are in complete samsara and very much enjoying with their patis, wait for next life. In the 7th life, by the 7th life, we'll be done with the spouse story and we'll be into complete sannyasa. I'm sure of that. So all those who are not marrying, excellent. You have already crossed those 7 boats. You're free. You're free to actually explore, experience. We need to experience life. That's what we are not doing. Why we can't experience? Because we are entangled. Bandhana. इसमें बंद है, उसमें बंद है. It's not possible for us. We are constantly tied up. Okay. So what is God is technically understand that there is something moving, something happening, something growing, something finishing. कुछ तो चल रहा है. Something happening in Prakriti. In nature, something is happening. We don't know who is in control, but there is a beautiful play. The sun rises on time. All the cultural timings are perfect. The sunrise, the Brahma Muhurta, ये वो सब कुछ perfection में कुछ तो चल रहा है. So there is a scientific play, even if you understand, it's beautifully tuned. Now tuned by whom? वो भी आता है ना, किसी ने तो ट्यून किया हो. किसने ट्यून किया फिर? Who tuned all this? Who made all this? It's all just happening. Or is it not? So these are the questions that we all need to think. So is there a divine? Well, technically, how I understand is there is nature. Nature has its own nature. I have my nature, you have your nature. Sun has its own nature. Sun is staying in sun's nature. Moon is staying in moon's nature. We are troubled because we are not staying in our nature. That's the problem. The only problem is if you are in your nature, we are perfectly fine. Nature is in its nature. Okay, वो उसके स्वभाव में है. प्रकृति अपने स्वभाव में है. Nature is in its nature. So there is not much problems. What happens is we are not in our nature. That's why we see a problem. Otherwise, just like the sun rises, we continue doing our works and we live and we die and life is easily going. When you see these ripples coming up, understand that I am not in my nature. When nature is also sometimes not in its nature, we have a cyclone or some dust storm or some storm coming up from Muscat now, coming into UAE. So like that only it will come, sometimes comes to Mumbai, sometimes comes to Tamil Nadu, because some variation in the nature and it produces this kind of a reaction. So when I'm not in my nature, there is a reaction. When I'm in my very nature, there is a response. There's a flow, there's a beauty, that's divinity. When I'm not in my nature, then divinity is fast asleep. Then the Rakshasa is working. The other side of me is working, you know. So we should watch that also. Okay, nice. Today I have good firecrackers going up, which is cool. But then we get, Are yaar, how could I, you know, being a this, being a that, whatever we think of ourselves, get angry. It's just impossible. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Just watch. If you have the ability to just watch and not be so regretful about everything in life, you would experience life actually. Think about it. We all the time are busy in regretting so many things, which we may have done or which we forgot to do. Either of the two, or we miss doing, whatever. So, unlimited, unchanging, what doesn't seem to change? Or what is the reason that something is changing? Sun is changing, moon is changing, sky seems to be changing. Everything is in a flow, reverse. Everything is changing. The power that is enabling this change is divinity. The power that is enabling this change to happen is divinity. The change that is happening in your own body, day in and day out, is happening because of that consciousness or the divinity or the cosmic power. But that's not different, one individual doing everything. It's available to everybody. That's is. What is Ishvara. That's all. What is Ishvara. What is changing is Prakriti. So जिसके वजह से है वो ईश्वर है, और जो है, जो दिख रहा है, ईश्वर की वजह से दिख रहा है. और ईश्वर को जानने के लिए ये दिखना चाहिए. If I see you, I know there is a divinity. If I don't see anything, how would I ever know that there is some divinity, there is some consciousness, there is some power, there is something which is not an individual, but it is just there. It is like space. Simple way, it's the lowest example, but I'm telling you, it's exactly like space. You can fill anything in the space, you build anything around the space remains the same. I always give the example of a house, like you have a 100 square feet something and you build 4 walls, it becomes a house, my house. I break the walls, the space was there, is there, will be there. That is Ishvara. That is divinity. That is cosmic intelligence. That is consciousness. Call it any name. That whatever name you call is your deity. Usko surrender karo. The power that is running your speech, the power that is allowing you to move your limbs, the power that is allowing you to hear and see right now is your own divinity. Surrender to that only. There is no need to make any deity for yourself. It really doesn't matter. So for the most scientific minded also, this becomes easy. Who do you need to surrender? To your own self. Who is that self? Who is operating? Who is speaking? Where is that power generated from? So the big generator, power जो generator रहता है ना, जो big electric pole रहता है, उसको नमस्ते करो. हम लोग जैसे trees के around घूमते हैं ना. So the power within you, the generator within you, the God within you. See, generator, operator, destroyer is all within us. I only generate this body. That generator only generates, the generator only operates, and the generator only destroys it. खत्म. मैंने 4 दीवार बनाया, उसको तोड़ दिया, खत्म. I made the 4 walls, I stayed in it. Then I said, I don't want this, and I broke it. And I'm still there. I was there. Before the structure, I was there. During the structure, I was there. Destruction of the structure, I am there. So that's the body. The 4 walls are the body. What's in you was there, is there, will be there. Whatever is operating through you cannot go anywhere. Only the body can be changing. Shapes and size and painting and decoration can change. But you, the who you are, is. That is Ishvara. It's the simplest way to understand. Then for bhakti and devotion, you can see that in all the deities you want. Because you love to feel that kind of devotion. You can see it in people, you can see it in gurus, you can see it in some idol or in a temple, anyway. That's our personal choice. Okay? So that the problem that evades, what evades, why do we not go towards it? is because I am there. Till the ego is functioning, we don't want to accept that there could be anything that's more than me. So even when we say surrender to your own self, we don't, because there is another one in between who thinks it's the body, I am the one who knows, I am intelligent. उसके पीछे जो main power है उसको हम लोग surrender. We are not ready. We still feel this is enough. My brain is enough. So then why can't the brain decide when not to die? The brain can say, okay, I'm not going to die. 200, 300 years. Can the brain do that? If it is all powerful, it should be able to do it. So there is something that's running the brain. So that one I personally understand as some kind of a power. I don't know what it is, but it seems like some divine consciousness. It's a plane of consciousness, like like the mind, the entire mind is the entire consciousness. That is Ishvara. It's never destroyed. You can form things through it and then merge it back into it, but it will always be there, like that. So that is Ishvara. Surrender, see, surrender is important. Okay, it doesn't matter who you surrender to. Our problem is, I don't know, actually I want to surrender to this guru, especially when it comes to a guru. I feel that but what if I surrender and he misleads me? This is our problem. What if this person is fake? What if this person is not genuine? And if I'm misled? These are general doubts. The problem here is not of the fake word, okay? It's not about the mislead word also. Problem here is with the word me. The me is the problem. Here the biggest capital letter is not the fake, not the mislead, it's me. So the pranidhana means surrender, dynamic surrender. So the me is what is obstructing. The I is the obstruction. Avidya asmita. I am is the problem. So avidya is this, that I, and the asmita is considering that I am me, some kind of an ego, some kind of an identity. These are the obstacles for the surrender. We are not able to surrender because of this. So we need to understand that surrender to anybody. Anybody, believe me, you can surrender to a piece of paper, a small stone piece, thinking it is something. It doesn't matter who you surrender to. It is your surrender that is important. Your sir jhukna that is important. Kaun samne hai, farak hi nahi padta. So other day when I was in a satsang on Friday, somebody asked me that I'm going to take some diksha with somebody and they're going to give it online. Will it work on me? So I said, it depends on you. The person, see, the person also needs, the other person could be very powerful and could bring out that Shraddha within you. But that needs somebody really powerful. Suppose it's not like that. And you look at the person and you don't feel the surrender for whatever reasons, because online, we don't know. The minute the doubt has come in you, even if that God is coming in front of you, or even the entire consciousness is going to shower on you, nothing you're going to receive. Forget online. In person bhi denge to bhi nahi milega, because doubt aa chuka. We already drew the curtains. Band. Now we are blocked. We have locked the house. Khatam ho gaya idhar hi story. So the surrender and the trust is important. Shraddha and complete samarpan mein you can receive. And if that person, suppose I'm going to give you, and I'm not very powerful, but I'll say, okay, I'm giving you diksha, and you have full trust and surrender, my master will give it through me. That moment, I won't be there. I will think I gave you. I am even having a lot of ego maybe. But if your trust and surrender is 100%, the masters, the divine masters who are still there will transfer the energy to you. You will still receive it. So always trust. Trust is important if you're going to take a diksha and all. So this is where Ishvara Pranidhana we need to understand in depth. Every morning, all of those who are doing asanas, the minute you climb upon your mat, Ishvara Pranidhana. Surrender to that mat, because it's okay, it doesn't matter what mat. I should say it's a rubber thing, it's a plastic thing, doesn't matter. You surrender to the mat, saying that be there for me, hold me. The mat is holding you. The minute you surrender, you are in a different zone. Most asanas will naturally happen to you. The surrender is important. We don't surrender. We have that ego coming in between. Why can't I? Why this? Why? We all know what happens. So don't worry. Surrender to the mat. Surrender to a master. Surrender. See, when Akshita usually says the prayer when we start a yoga session. So she will say the yogina chittasya, the whole thing. That time when the prayer is being said, start surrendering. Start surrendering. Because can I do it without the power? No. Can this session run without my Wi-Fi? No. As simple as that. Can this body do any damn asana, forget breathing? कुछ भी कर सकता है क्या? कुछ नहीं कर सकता. किसके बिना? कुछ तो power है. उसको surrender. Start the asana. Very simple. When easiest time is when we are centering into a prayer. Easiest time. You're on the mat, somebody is praying or you are praying. Give the prayer. When the prayer is happening, start surrendering. Start feeling the surrender. That I am surrendering to the power. It will guide me through the asanas. It will keep me samabhava. It will not take me haywire. It will hold me. All these are very important. Okay. So this was that. And it's like I read the thing like, there is a salt doll which is made of salt. Okay. So this salt doll jumps into the ocean. That is Ishvara Pranidhana. Disappear. Next moment, merge into the ocean. That is Ishvara Pranidhana. So I no longer am there. You take over. You is what? I don't know. Some power, some consciousness. So we surrender. Nowadays, we have to do surrender to Wi-Fi and network so that I can attend and or conduct the session. Hey Bhagwan, मेरा Wi-Fi चलने दे. बाकी क्या बाद में? Hey Bhagwan, मेरा network problem हो रहा है. हम लोग भगवान को बहुत important जगह पे बुला. So this is where we all are nowadays. We are calling out to Bhagwan or Ishvara for network and Wi-Fi. So like that only in every action call out. Anyway, we call out for Wi-Fi. So when we are on the mat, we have forgotten about the Wi-Fi that moment. That time say, hey Bhagwan, help me with this also. Because I'm trying to do something with this object. So let it happen well. Let it happen beautifully, Just surrender, actually, don't give instructions. Then the instructions will happen. Okay. So problem is when I understand or I think that I am independent of the totality. Okay, there is a total consciousness or a total ocean. When I start thinking I am independent of that, okay, I am one drop, that is the ocean. I am one drop of the same ocean. Right now, we are all drops of the same ocean. We are one blocks or one boxes of the same meeting. But I can say I am independent of this. I know I'm independent. I have a different box. Come on, I'm independent. I look different. I have a different background, whatever. So the whole thing is I'm right now thinking I'm independent of the totality. Okay. So this totality, when this happens, then I say, okay, now the totality must answer my prayers. How is this going to happen? I am independent of this. Okay, I am not dependent on this. But this whole thing should answer my prayers. It's not possible. Only when I'm a part of the totality that my prayers will be answered. As simple as that. So never think that we are independent of the reality or independent of the totality or independent of the consciousness. Like I am this consciousness, that one is that consciousness, and the rest consciousness is there, but I am different. No, I'm part of the same consciousness. Then our prayers get answered naturally. Okay. The other part, one other thing means that I have no surrender. I am different, you are different, that one is different, this one is different, this consciousness is different. I am this, that one is this. Don't get into that. Okay. Come into the totality. This is one meeting, different people maybe, but still part of the same meeting. As simple as that. So we all look different, but we are part of the same one, whatever it is. It could be consciousness, it could be divinity. Functioning, flowering, different flowers in the same garden. That's all. Different stars in the same sky. Constellations in the same sky. But different. One in the north, one in the south, doesn't matter. Okay. So yeah, so understand the salt doll and the space. I think most of the things will be understood with that. Now Ishvara Pranidhana is getting finalized. So understand that there is one sutra which we read was Samadhi Siddhi Ishvara Pranidhana. So when I attain, or when I'm perfect in my Samadhi, when I'm in a perfect balanced state of intellect or mind, naturally what results is surrender. We have to come into Samatva to surrender. When I'm in Samatvam, surrender has already happened. I don't have to then think, okay, now I'm feeling Samatva. Now I will go and surrender. That moment, surrender has happened. It's very natural, okay? So it's natural. You don't have to work on surrender, technically work on getting into Samatva. Surrender is a natural consequence. Then Vitarka Bhadane, that's our beautiful sutra. Vitarka Bhadane Pratipaksha Bhavanam. हर चीज में be very careful that disturbance is caused. These thoughts will be there. These negative, something not so positive thoughts will come, and the disturbance will be caused. It's translated as destructive logic, actually. Vitarka, negative reasoning, destructive logic. This is causing disturbance. Badhani, it is causing you disturbance. That time, what helps is use Pratipaksha Bhavana, is what Patanjali is saying. So then we have to understand that opposite thoughts have to come. If you're very unhappy, you're very sad, you have to bring the opposite thought or an opposite memory. Like last time, Mitesh said one thing. He said, if it is like something very spicy, something really disturbing your body, you should understand and not eat it by saying that this will destroy my health, so I will not eat this. Only problem I told him to remember was, then if it is kept in front of you, don't eat it. Right now, it shouldn't become, grapes are sour. It's that really, even if the entire thing is kept in front of me, I don't want it. As simple as that. Because, not because I like it or I don't like it, it will destroy my health. It will be an obstruction on my path. I don't want it. Simple. That is Pratipaksha Bhavana. You have to bring it. Now, Pratipaksha Bhavana is a knack. It's a technique. It is a knack because, how I will tell you, how is swimming? It's a knack. Every teacher can teach us, but suddenly we said know how to swim. And one day, one day we just know. How do people float on water? There is a technique, there's a knack. Everybody can't do it. So those who can do it will know, it's easy, it's a knack. Cycling, these are all knacks, balancing. So these knacks, how they come, practice. Keep doing it and it will become your knack. Very easily, it's just a knack, I can just do it. So this knack will come to you only when we keep practicing it. So when we were all young, I'm sure we tried cycling. So we fell down, we put some supporters, then we had somebody holding it from behind us, somebody trying to balance it for us. And then one day what happened? Suddenly I got balanced. I was able to balance. Then I got the knack how to balance. Then I said, hey, don't touch now. Now I can do it on myself. Suddenly. So that knack you got, that knack is Pratipaksha Bhavana, is also knack. To bring that, you need to keep practicing. Keep practicing endlessly. Every time it will not happen. 100 times let it not happen. But keep practicing it, and one day that knack will be there with you. How to suddenly bring the Pratipaksha Bhavana. Somebody is shouting and you're in Pratipaksha Bhavana. Very clearly. Because you are not getting into that shouting. They can shout, but you will know that this is to be accepted, not accepted, what to do. You're in a very stable state at that time. Because immediately you'll bring the opposite. You'll think of somebody or the same person when they were loving you or caring for you. Very easy. If the same person you can't think at that moment, if your dad is shouting, think of your mom. Pratipaksha Bhavanam. How much he loves you, how much he cares for you. Simple. If your spouse is shouting, think of another friend of yours who doesn't, who loves you, who cares for you, or your neighbor, or maybe your mom or your sister or somebody. Just the opposite feeling should arise from you and you're able to just be stable in that moment. That means you're unentangled with the scene that's happening in front of you. As simple as that. Pratipaksha Bhavana. Boss is shouting at you, some issue in the office or wherever you're working, some problem, they're shouting. Think of your loved one and get those feel good feelings. And then say, boss, tu chalu rakh. Literally. Because you're not going to get affected. That doesn't mean you're not going to hear. You're going to take the challenge, you're going to face it. But you have your loved ones with you. That challenge becomes easier. As simple as that. What generally I do is I think of my guru. I think of the guru's photo and acha, guru to saath mein hai, tum log chalu rakho. So it doesn't matter. Anything, anywhere where you felt a love, where you felt a care, where you felt acceptance, think of that person and the problem is not solved, but you're able to manage it. Your mindset is suddenly sublime. It was like very, oppressive. And then you try to suppress it. This is sublimation. Pratipaksha bhavana is the same feeling, same emotion. Boss shouting, anger arising, same emotion. Turn it around to someone you love, feel that, and that the whole anger ka feeling, instead of getting suppressed, became sublime. Very simple. It may not be simple when you practice it, but cycling was also not simple. Swimming was also not simple. Do it 100, 200,000 times. And one day you'll say, it's just happening. I don't know how. Yeah, that's how. It came because of the practice. Patanjali also says in the first chapter, Satu Dirghakala means anything that you have done for a long time. Nairantarya, without antara. Okay, without any gaps. Satu Dirghakala Nairantarya Satkara Sevito. With a lot of respect and devotion, if you have done something without a gap, without antara, then that becomes established in you. Satu 2.4, 1.14 or 2.14, you just check which it is. Satu Dirghakala Nairantarya Satkara Sevito Drida Bhumihi. It's a firm established ho jata hai. What? Whatever you are practicing for a long period of time. All of us who are practicing anger, it's established now. Or anything else, okay? अगर गुस्से का मैं बचपन से गुस्से वाला, very good. It is now Drida Bhumi. It doesn't matter because the energy doesn't know. There is no morality in energy. Very clearly. It's a very strong statement what I am saying. There is no morality. It doesn't say anger kyun, ye kyun, wo kyun. It's 1.14. Akshata just confirmed in the chat box. Okay, so now there is nothing that is right and wrong as far as energy is concerned. Wherever you take it, it will flow. So if you're going to force it into anger, it's going to be in Drida Bhumihi, firmly established anger. Nobody has to say anything. I can just get angry anytime. So you can put that anywhere. Whatever is your, vikalpa, you can put, like suppose it's anger, or it could be jealousy, it could be anger, greed, hatred, suppression, depression, sadness, whatever it is, hold on to that. You've been holding it for a long time and it is now Drida Bhumihi. Now bring Pratipaksha Bhavana that much time. Each time that emotion comes, put an opposite, ponder, think over the opposites. Just keep thinking of the opposite and that will naturally become, subdued, not suppressed. It will just, the energy will turn itself. Don't suppress it, please. So the Pratipaksha Bhavana is a knack which is like a master key. Okay. So remember that and do it. So learn to ponder on the opposites. Like suppose you're feeling greed or maybe you're hoarding, kind of, immediately bring the Pratipaksha Bhavana and give something. Share something immediately. So then okay, this helped me transform that feeling of greed. This helped me transform the feeling of jealousy. If you're feeling jealous about someone, immediately praise. If not that person, praise somebody else. So that same energy which was getting into jealousy suddenly turned into praise. You didn't have to bring another energy for praise. Same energy turned to praise. So that's how you bring Pratipaksha. It's a practice. Keep doing it in various ways. Think of kaise leke aao Pratipaksha Bhavana. So this is a very important word for us. Okay, get the knack of it. Now the last sutra, most important, not the last of our series, but it was in between. This is a long one again. Vitarka himsa adya kritakarita anumodita lobha kruda moha purvaka Mridu madhyadi matra dukkha jnanananta phala iti pratipaksha bhavana. For this, I have something which I'll read out, okay? Because I liked it, so I thought I'll just read out instead of trying to tell the same thing. So this very clearly they say that, I'll read the whole thing. It is Vitarka Badhane Pratipaksha Bhavanam. In this, during the practice of Yama and Niyama, we all want to do the Yama Niyamas, no? So when we try to practice that, evil passions will come, evil desires, okay, will come. Why? Due to old habits and evil tendencies, whatever tendencies, we have had so many tendencies over so many lives actually. So when you start this suddenly Yama Niyama or the Yoga Asana, even the Pranayama, it looks so upar aayenge aise, thapak, thapak, suddenly they will look bigger now in front of you, okay? They will create a disturbance. Naturally, because you have suppressed it very beautifully in your cupboard. And one day you decide to do breathing. So all the cupboards started cleaning. And when it started cleaning, you saw all, oh, I had this. No. I don't want to do pranayama. It upsets me. It disturbs me. Obviously, because I was able to shake up a lot of my tendencies, which I never knew about. Because maximum what we know is of this life. How do you know last life ka? Wo bhi hai. They also get shaken up in deep pranayama and even in asana practice. They're going to come up and they're going to show their face. That's when it will create disturbance for us and think, why am I thinking all this? Before I started this practice, I was fine. Get this. And after I started practice, it's coming out more. Maybe I'm going wrong. No, it was within me. It just looks bigger now because my eyes are more cleaner today. That's all. It's our own stuff. Okay. Don't suppress these things. So here they say, the best thing is to ponder over the opposite tendencies. We all have both. It's not like we are only Asura. We are Deva also. So when Asura is popping up, look at the Deva. Hello, you're also there. If greed is coming up, I'm sharing, okay? I have to share and immediately share. So bring up your good tendency when the bad tendency is coming up. So this is what maybe we learned in moral science also. So this is but pratipaksha bhavana, okay? So when there is vitarka or disturbance due to our negative thoughts or whatever has come up, we should, the students it's written here, should practice pratipaksha bhavana. So make this a part of your life, okay? So when you see an honest person, okay? When you see an honest person, you feel, my God, we should all be honest, okay? Then you see a dishonest person, but you see them, they are very rich. Then you feel maybe हम लोग भी ऐसा कर थोड़ा करप्शन करके डिसऑनेस्ट हो जाएंगे तो ठीक है ना, उसको देख कितना अच्छा है, बीवी है, बच्चा है, बंगला है, गाड़ी है, एक्सेट्रा, ऑल दीज आर कॉमन डायलॉग्स. सो थोड़ा डिसऑनेस्ट ही कर सकते हैं कुछ. This is the vitarka badhane. This is the negative tendency which has popped up and showing us a path which is dishonest, which we could have been at some point, and shows us that, saying there's nothing wrong in doing that. Okay, it's okay. Look at them; they're fine. They're living in such a good life, etc. Trying to give reasoning for that. Here it's very clearly said, no. Here the pratipaksha bhavana will help, saying, no way. This is dishonest. I can see it. And whatever happens, I'm not going to get into this. Very important. Okay. It's like what is shown in movies sometimes. On one shoulder, the devil side is talking. Yes, perfect. Dhruvi has given me a visual now. यहाँ पे है राक्षस, यहाँ पे डेविल है और यहाँ पे भगवान है. They're both talking. कभी ये बोल रहे हैं तो कभी वो बोल रहे हैं. Yes, we have double roles. And we are watching, okay? Even in a movie, they show so beautifully the witnessing self, and one who says, go and kill, and the other says, don't kill, and I'm still witnessing. So then who is this witnesser? We have to think, movie wale log zyada hoshiyar hai. They're much into spirituality, actually. So don't get into the wrong side of the argument, saying dishonesty bhi chal jayega. No, don't get into that, okay? It does not pay. Eventually, it does not pay. Then next is the important one which we took was, when we start thinking of negative thoughts, violence, ahimsa, jealousy, lobha, moha, krodha, whatever it is, you should bring the pratipaksha bhavana. Naturally, similarly, when others are doing it to you also, you're not supposed to tolerate. So I'll read this out. Sometimes an individual does not, we'll just take violence, does not practice violence himself, but he may have done it through others. Okay, getting it done through others. Mom will go and tell dad, मेरी बात नहीं सुन रहे इन लोग, and dad will take belt or stick and hit the child. So you got the thing done through others. It's very strange, but yeah. Nee, I don't hit my child, but I provoke my spouse to do it. Whatever. This is just telling you that these are tricks and ways to do it. Think properly. We are on the path. Think, am I not doing it, but provoking another to do it? Or maybe permitting another to do it? Because anumodita is approval. So here it's very clearly said, sometimes an individual does not practice violence himself, but he may have it done, got it done through others. Okay? Or he may tolerate it being done by others. This is a very sharp one. Okay? So if somebody is doing it to me and I'm keeping quiet, chalo chalta hai, get violent to me, but I'm going to be quiet, then it's not correct, is what is being said in this book. This is by Satyananda Saraswati. Very clearly saying, this is to be avoided in yoga because one is held responsible even when one tolerates violence, okay, or has it done through others. So if I'm tolerating violence happening to me, I am not in the right yogi. I am allowing it or telling others to do it. I can't do, you do it. That is also wrong. Generally, we won't do it. Generally, we won't do it because we are much on the path. हम लोग नहीं करेंगे. किसी के द्वारा करवाना भी गलत है और कोई हमारे ऊपर कर हम चुप हैं वो भी गलत है. I will take one more step is कोई किसी पे कर और तुम देख रहे हो वो भी गलत है. So step in where required. Okay. This also applies to other vitarkas such as telling lies, theft, and so on. So it's not only about violence. It's about telling lies, about cheating, or maybe, stealing, all what we learned. Okay. But these vitarkas are done because of, why these vitarkas happen? It happens because of greed, anger, or confusion. Sometimes I get so angry, I may blutter any nonsense. Okay, that's violence. Why I did that? Because I was angry. Or why I did that? Because I was confused. Why I did that? Because I was holding, to some person, some memory. So I was possessive. So I did that. Or I said that. Okay, all this happens because of anger, confusion, and greed. So this very much written in Sutra 34, 2.34. Okay, every time you read it, think of this. Every morning we are hopefully going to read this. So when you read this, just think of this. Am I allowing this? Am I tolerating all this? Then am I a yogi? Yogi is not about me wearing white clothes and roaming around. No. Yogi is when I am able to support others also or save others also. So this also applies to other vitarkas such as falsehood, theft, and so on. Sometimes these vitarkas are done because of greed, anger, or confusion, but all of them must be avoided. All the vitarkas must be avoided. Okay. The vitarkas may be, again, mridu, madhya, adi matra. So they can be either mild, medium, or intense, but they must be wiped out irrespective of their cause, intensity, and effect. Sometimes we feel it's okay, na kuch zyada nahi hua. Who are we to decide? It could be mridu, madhya, adi matra, but we are not supposed to tolerate anyone. Okay. All these evil passions beget two things. Okay. One is pain, as we said, dukkha, and ignorance, agyana, ananta phala. Continuous, अनंत जो कभी खत्म नहीं होने वाला वो फ्रूट्स मिलता है इससे. किसका? दुख और अज्ञान का फल खिलता है इसमें. Because if this is realized, okay, this much is realized what we spoke now, or if you are argued in the negative state of your mind, in a negative state of mind, you should argue. Okay, you should argue. Why am I angry? What am I thinking? Why am I saying this? What is my negative behavior? That is Pratipaksha Bhavana. So, हाँ गुस्सा आ गया, रोज आता है. नहीं, क्यों आ रहा है? asking the self, क्यों आ रहा है, is a pratipaksha bhavana. Again, so pratipaksha is very important. So one may think of eating or drinking prohibited things, but if one realizes it will do you harm, like Mitesh said, it will harm you, the argument itself would be pratipaksha bhavana. If I eat sugar, if I have diabetes, the sugar is going to rise. I'm not supposed to eat that pastry. That is pratipaksha bhavana. Very simple. Then when it is introduced, the mind overcomes these evil thoughts, evil negative passions, a positive complex is formed, and then the aspirant or the yogi can follow the spiritual path of yama niyama without difficulty. So this closes the thing. I like this, so I thought I'll read it as it is, not as my words, but some guru's words. So it's very clear. So now anywhere where you feel that it's not correct, immediately bring the pratipaksha bhavana. Argue with your mind. When you argue the negative part of your mind, the devil on the shoulder, that's an interesting visual also. So each time a negative passion arises within you, whichever side you choose, just pat that and say, chill, Mar, sit down. I'm currently not going to give any water to you, just quiet yourself. That's it. That's all it is actually. We simply blow it up. बड़ा इश्यू कर देते हैं उसका, कोई जरूरी नहीं, बहुत आवाज कर रहा है तू, बैठ जाए इधर. The right side will say to the left side, or the right side will say to the wrong side. So then you have to decide which shoulder of yours the devil is sitting and which one the other one is sitting. Okay. So now anybody has any questions? Don't delay anything. Get into the zone. Get it. This is not easy. Pratipaksha bhavana is, cycling was never easy. Yes, Ritika, please come up with your question.
I had a doubt where you said that our problems is for surrendering. What if that person misleads me, and in that the actual problem is me? So how is me the actual problem? I don't understand.
How did me?
How is me the actual problem?
Okay, I got it. See, you are saying that somebody is troubling you, and you are not able to surrender because you are not the problem. How you are the, how am I? Me is the problem is what you're asking. How do I surrender? You don't surrender to the person. You surrender to the divine within you, the Bhagavan within you. Or if you're not able to understand who it is within you, if you believe in Krishna or you believe in Shiva or a guru, you surrender to them to solve that problem of yours. But don't get stuck in it saying that, okay, I am the issue or they are troubling me. You have to see the trouble and then surrender to the divine. So Ishvara Pranidhana is when I surrender. So, but when I surrender, then I am not there. So then me is gone. But until the time I am there, me is there, then there is no surrender happening. When I surrender, my head comes down. I am not there. My identity is not there. I allow the divine to take over. Okay, I'll tell you a quick story. There is a young child, okay, and I told this in Gita. He is playing with a ball. He is playing in the garden, okay. Now the ball is gone and it's gone behind the pots, okay. Big pots are there with plants and the ball is gone underneath there somewhere. Now the boy is maybe 6-7 years old. He's trying to get the ball. He's trying to pull the pots. For half an hour, he is trying. His father is sitting in the garden, reading the newspaper and watching the whole scene. But the father doesn't come up. He's quiet. Now this boy comes, he looks 2-3 times he sees, but still he sees whether he can do it. So each time he tries different pots to pull and try to remove the ball. Finally, he goes and tells his father, "Father, I can't do this. I'm tired. I need that ball." Father gets up, just very smoothly moves the pot, removes the ball and gives to him. That was a surrender to the father. Till then, the boy had the ego that he could do it. He was trying to do it, which is not right or wrong, because we should try. We should try, and when we are unable to, we just surrender. So he goes and tells, "Papa, nahi ho raha hai." So Papa goes and brings the ball. So when you are unable to, handle a situation, Just sit down quietly, chant the mantra, and tell the divine, I am unable to handle this. And the divine will take over. They will take the ball and give it to you. So, this is the art of surrender. So, I'm not sure whether Ritika's question was understood by me or Ritika understood what I am trying to say. But I'm sure that you understood. Okay. So, this is how we surrender. Surrender comes like this. So, this is an art actually. Okay. Now, what we need to do is don't hold on to anything, don't hold much. Okay. Grow and move in life, move ahead in life, because there is a Buddhist master and he's going to die. He's very old. Okay. So he calls his best disciple and gives him a book. Okay. Precious book. And says, take this book. 7 generations of masters have written this is scripture. And we have made notes on the scripture. And everything is in this book. So the boy, the disciple is young. He says, I don't want this. So the master says, Hari, this is, I can't give it to anybody. This is like genuine. Keep this. So he gives it. This boy takes it and puts it in the fireplace. The book is burnt. Instantly, it goes up in fire. The master asks, what are you doing? So the disciple asks, what are you saying? What have you taught us till now? If we cannot even hold on to this sharira, what am I doing holding on to this book? Or what 7 generations did? If you were able to imbibe this in me, it's in me. As simple as that. I don't want these notes. Just throws those notes. Don't hold on to anything. Anything. Because when this only can't be held on to, this body itself, तो इससे बना हुआ या इसका कोई भी चीज से क्या लेना देना है? So don't hold on to anything. So the story was very, very interesting. So I thought this helps in understanding aparigraha very clearly. Okay. And also there was a man who wanted to climb the mountain peak. Okay. Today we'll take 5 minutes extra. He was on the mountain peak. And every time he would be staying down, okay, and looking at the peak. Wow, meko ek din chadna hai uspe. Ek din I want to reach on top. Every time he says that. Finally, he says, but no time, no. I have to go to work. No time, no. I have to take care of family. One fine day, he resigns from his job and he says, okay, now I'm going to climb that thing. And when, even then, he asks one first person who is coming down, he asks, how was your experience? So that man tells what happened, how the experience was. Itna kuch khas nahi hai lag raha hai. Then like that, every day he sits there and asks people, how was your experience? He went in cave, no? Each one has a different experience. 30, 40 people he has asked. Finally, he says, I don't think it's worth going there. And he just doesn't go. He waited all his life to do it. And when the time comes, he's asking people for their experience, their perspective, and decides not to go. He just walks away. Wasted life. Each one will have their experience. We are not supposed to follow based on their experience. It's like a, okay, maybe it was their perspective. So then he still had to climb the peak. We still have to walk on the path. So when you ask somebody, how's Yogasana? You just did a course, na? How was it? It was this way, that way. Oh, forget it, yaar. Who's going to do that? It's too tough. Khatam. That person may say, my God, the theory was so challenging. I'll never do it, Baba. They did it, they got the certificate. But now you asked and you thought, no challenging. Okay, forget it. I will see some other time. We don't do it. It's their experience. And everyone will have a different experience. It's natural. And even if it is challenging, who said climbing a mountain was easy? It's not easy anyway. Each one, someone may say it was fun and say when I went to the peak, it was boring. So he'll say, oh God, all through he had fun, but the peak experience was boring. Jane de niche. Jane de niche is just our alasya. Alasya, pramada, procrastination, all these things which come in the first chapter. Don't get into this. Hold on to the journey. Stay steadfast. Okay? Fixed on your ideals or whatever you learn. And do the Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Has to happen. You listen. You think, you do manana on that, and then it will flow through you. Whatever you learn. Now, Pratipaksha Bhavana is something which all of you need to practice. If somebody is feeling jealous of you, then you just think, oh, but the other friend of mine, my sister or my mom or somebody loves me and accepts me. Maybe this person is jealous. It's okay. Bring that bhavana immediately and finish it off. Finish it off. Don't get into it at all. Okay? You get very angry, then think of love, think of compassion. If your mom is shouting, think of your grandmother who is so loving, who cuddles you. Think of, opposite, immediate opposite thoughts. Then you are at that moment very sublime. So then each time a situation crops up in front of you, Pratipaksha Bhavana will save you. Each time a negative thought comes to you, Pratipaksha Bhavana. Are yaar, that day I was going to the airport, the taxi guy didn't come. Next thought, but my neighbor took out the car. Immediate, khatam, story khatam. Hota hi hai. Or that auto wala na, he helped me. Khatam. You just finish that negative thought on the spot. So always for one negative, you'll have positives. Only thing is we are not bringing it up. The minute you start bringing it up and pondering about it, the negative goes. Your mom shouting at you for some reason. Okay? Yeah, but dad loves me so much now. Khalas. Your mother-in-law shouting at you. ठीक है, मम्मी मस्त है, मम्मी कितना प्यार करती है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? मम्मी का प्यार याद करो और mother-in-law का गाली सुनते बैठो. Doesn't matter. Just keep pondering about love. And maybe your mother-in-law will stop harassing you actually, because she'll see that she's not affected anymore. मेरा दवाई नहीं चल रहा है इसके ऊपर. The minute the effects stop, believe me, सामने वाला परेशान करने का छोड़ देगा. Because उसका कर्म खत्म उधर. जब तक they can trigger you, they will try. The minute you stop getting triggered, their job is over. As simple as that. So to make the job easy for them also and for us also, think of Pratipaksha Bhavana. So this was our Yama Niyama Asana, whatever Asana Pranayama we have not taken, it was only Yama Niyama. Sometime we'll take it up because it continues. It continues. The next sutra itself is 46 is Sthira Sukha Asanam. So in your asana, if right now you're seated, wherever you're seated, you should be sthira and in sukha. You should be steady, stable, and in complete comfort. That is sthira sukha asana. And asana need not be a posture as such. It could be sukhasana also. Doesn't matter. It could be chair asana also. But are you sthira and are you in sukha is what you need to check. So like that we can continue. Then comes pranayama, then it continues till next chapter. It goes into dharana, dhyana, samadhi. That is the internal, okay, internal factors. And till the pratyahara, it is external. So it is bahiranga, antaranga. So this will take up as time permits. Okay. So if anybody has questions come up, we'll take it. It's okay. Otherwise, from my side, thank you so much for being there on this journey, part of this journey with me. Because believe me, every journey where you sign up, I sign up also with the divine. Bhai, Ishvara Pranidhana, help me sit and help me communicate. Otherwise, it's not possible. It's not possible. So Ishvara Pranidhana is happening because somebody has signed up. Okay, so Ishvara Pranidhana happens because you all sign up with something. When you say, okay, I'm ready, then I have to get ready, no? But how do I get ready? Work is possible, but how? Ishvara Pranidhana helps. Dhruvi, what to do about the opinions we form in our mind about that person, even if you don't want to? Don't form opinions. It's not worth it. And even if you feel like, okay, right now this person is irritated or irritating, it's okay. Next moment, forget about it. Also think of the nice, even one thing that the person may have done. One single nice thing, it's enough. Because then we become judgmental and we become opinionated. Doesn't harm them, but we shrink in our energies just thinking about that person, because we have gathered so much kachra about that person. मुझे वो है कि नहीं मालूम नहीं, but I have gathered so many opinions about some person, so one or two over there, and I'm constantly thinking of that, and I'm draining my energy. It's not worth it. Think of it. It's really not worth it. And when you look at the person, maybe they are having a jolly good time. And you feel, इसके बारे में मैं अपना दिमाग का दही क्यों कर रही हूँ? Why am I spoiling my mind for this person? They are just enjoying their life. So then प्रतिपक्ष भावना, वाह क्या बात है, क्या realization हो गया. तू लगे रहे मुन्ना भाई. I'm also not going to hold any opinion about you now. That's all. Be very chill about life. Be very chill. Be very cool, and it doesn't matter. Because once you become opinionated even about one person, somewhere you have restricted your growth. Believe me. You have to grow. If you have to grow, चलता है. अच्छा ये वाला ना, ये एलोवेरा है, ये कैक्टस है, अरे चलेगा, नो प्रॉब्लम, उसका बाजू में रोज है. खत्म. It's not that I'm saying you deny the person whatever. They can be doing what they do. They will be. If it's hurting you or if it's hurting another person, then you very nicely need to step in and do what you need to do. But without holding, अभी cactus है और वो जाके वो रोज को टच करके वो उसका petals तोड़ रहा है, literally. Then very slowly put them apart. It's required. Cactus सलाम आपको, लेकिन गुलाब को भी ध्यान देना है, दोनों को separate कर दो. Very important. You be in your place, you be what you are in perfection. And you be what you are in perfection. Don't be together. Cactus and rose can't grow together. That's how it should be. So that time you tell the cactus, I respect you, I love you for what you are. But finally, the rose and you don't go well together. So let me put you in different pots. Very simple. Sometimes you have to take decisions. Can't do much about it. Because then if it's that drastic a problem, you need to do it. So instead of holding an opinion, just take the action. So telling that, I understand your qualities and I can write a book on it, but that's beautiful. I also care about the other person. I'm sure it's about two people here when you say this. So the other person can definitely flower. You can also flower. Both of you flower in your joys. Don't harm each other. That's all. And if you are the person, then say, don't harm me. You flower where you are. I keep my distance. Keep a distance. Physical distance helps at times. Because if you're too emotionally attached to that person, you need a physical distance. First, physically distance, see how it feels for a while. And then when you are in a stable mindset, take the decision and separate your pot. That's all. And if you feel, no, I'm strong enough to manage, go back and settle. It's okay. But the physical distance helps for, realigning the mind. That's all. And if wherever you are, you can just realign yourself, then just slowly distance yourself very quietly in the same place. Very easily. In your mind, it's all a game of the mind. It's not actually physical. It's all in the mind. So don't worry. Anybody else? Anything else? This became more like Gita, less talking and more talking and less questions. Doesn't matter. So we'll close the session. We had fun. I'm sure we closed in 9 instead of 10, but it's okay. We covered everything. Okay. So take care. Stay blessed. Thank you so much. We'll end with a Shanti mantra. Who's going to do it? Anybody can do it. Akshita or Amma? My mom. Okay, super. Let's do the mantra. Neetaji को करना है. करो दोनों करो एक मंत्र. आज full चलेगा. अच्छा, Neetaji, you do it. You have not done it. अब करो.
Jyotirgamaya Amritagamaya Om Shanti Shanti
पूर्ण मदा हेळना
हाँ एक और चलो पूर्ण मदा भी करेंगे वन बाय वन सब लोग करवाना चाहिए तो लेट्स हैव प्रॉपर शांति
पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
lovely. So anybody else? Ritika, you also want to say once? Anything? No? Okay. Rajni, do you want to say a Shanti mantra? No, it's okay. You can say something. We can all hear your voice.
I've never tried it, ma'am. I'll do it. I'll try it,
Yeah, try it. Definitely you should try it.
Om Sarvesham Swastirbhavatu Sarvesham Shantirbhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Om Shanti 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 Om.
So that was beautiful. So Sarvesham Swastir Shantir. Everybody stay blessed, stay healthy, follow the Yama Niyamas hopefully as much as you can, and do the Pratipaksha Bhavana. It's very important, very interesting. Rajni ma'am, whenever there is unacceptance, okay, there is a direct message. I will think of you for okay. No problem. You can. It's perfectly fine. I just read it. I'm not wearing my specs, so I did not say it was a direct message. Pratipaksha Bhavana. Anyway, love you all so much. Thank you so much. Stay blessed, stay healthy. Bye-bye. See you. Welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.